Hello and welcome to A View from the South Stand. I've got Marc back with me today, and it's just finished Leicester 2, Spurs 3 at the King Power Stadium. Marc, let's just dive into it. Let's talk about the first half first. How well do you think we played in that first half?
Do you know what? Against the depleted Leicester side, it was only going to be one-way traffic. I thought we controlled the game well. I just knew that with all the chances we had, I knew we was going to give them a goal. I just knew it. My little brother, I watched it with my little brother tonight, and my dad. And it's just silly mistakes again, mate. It's the last. How many games is it now? The Chelsea games. We're just giving away goals, and I know we haven't got Dyer, we haven't got Romero, which are two big defenders for us. But listen, in terms of controlling the game, that's probably the most controlled game we've had under Conte. But you can't take away that the fact we were playing Leicester reserves.
Yes, completely. Looking at the first half, I believe, we had so many chances to finish them off. And if it's 4-1 at half time, who would Leicester be complaining?
Look, I mean, to be fair, Leicester still had quality on the pitch. I know they played Hamza Chowdhury centre-back. I know they played Vestergaard, who's slower than Pierre Mertesacker. I know that they had Soyuncu, if that's his name, playing out of position. But look, you can only play with what's in front of you. And we played three centre-backs, two wide wing-backs with three centre midfielders. I thought Oliver Skipp had a good first half. But at the same time, if we didn't have Kane tonight, we would have lost that game. And hopefully this is a message to the board that, look, I think with if we had Adama Traore tonight, it would have been game over because he just would have got him behind and caused a problem. But look, let's not speculate on what we could have and what we might have done. Let's be concerned about what actually happened tonight. And I thought we were good. I thought we were a bit negative. I don't know if you noticed as well that every time we get the ball, everyone points as if go backwards. They're just pointing to other players as if they didn't want to take responsibility, get on the ball. I thought Emerson and Tantanga were very, very poor tonight. I thought they just kept giving away mistakes in the first half. At one point, Emerson looked like he was playing free in the three up top. I don't know if that's because Leicester set up in a weird shape because obviously their players playing out of position. But look, we had chances. It's good that we're creating chances, but against better teams, we need to create more chances because we're not going to do that. But am I so pleased with tonight? I am over the moon.
Let's go to the second half. Obviously, Rael came off for Doherty,
who had his best game in a Spurs shirt in a long time.
And then, weirdly, Winks came off out of the three midfielders. What did you make of that decision?
Look, Winks was good tonight. He wasn't bad, but I think that he wanted to put the Celso on to try and get us forward because he brought on the Celso at 1-1. Now he made that decision, and then 2 minutes after the Celso come on, Leicester scored. Now, poor defending again. Another goal that nicks off our player. Wrong foot's Lloris hit the post and goes in. It's happened against Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Like them. For them to not follow a third man run when the ball gets played into Harvey Barnes, split round the corner to Maddison was poor. Sanchez was caught out of position again. But saying that, I thought Sanchez had quite a solid first half tonight.
I thought he had a solid first half. If you look at most of the stats in the first half, Sanchez was top of them.
Yeah. I mean, he nullified Daka, who's a little quick centre forward who causes a lot of trouble, but they didn't cause us any trouble tonight. They got two chances and took two good goals. I mean, Lloris never had a touch for the first 20 minutes of the first and the first 20 minutes of the second half. But I mean, at the King Power with their little happy clapping, their fans get behind them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and very true.
Look, it was one of them games where I thought I tweeted at 2-1 down, bring on Bergwijn.
Yeah. I'm just going to go into the Lo Celso, talk about him a little bit. If that's Ndombele tonight, having the same impact as Lo Celso came on, would would Ndombele get worse treatment, especially online, on Twitter, on social media, for that performance? Because he
Well,
didn't
I
take
think
control of
most
the
of our
game.
fans have given
Yeah,
up on Lo Celso and Ndombele together. I mean, Lo
yeah,
Celso probably gets more of a chance because Lo Celso shows a willingness, a good attitude, and do you know what I mean? Like Lo Celso actually tries when he's on the pitch. I'm not saying Ndombele doesn't, but I think Ndombele's time's done for
Looking
what
at
he did
tonight,
against
I'd
Morecambe.
question that.
When
Looking,
Ndombele walked off the pitch against Morecambe and
yeah.
he made 2 substitutions, and Gill actually was on the other side of the pitch and actually beat Ndombele off, I think that's what Conte must have
I
thought.
think personally with that one, I think Hill saw the reaction that Ndombele got and went, "I don't want that," and ran. So it would have been quite questionable if no one had booed. Would Gill would have walked? Would Gill would have walked off because his nearest route was probably the other
Yeah,
side. So it was a case of, yeah, Ndombele got that reaction, but would have, Hill probably would have walked off too
yeah,
if Ndombele never got that reaction. But Hill would never have got that reaction because of the
yeah,
price
yeah,
tag and how young
yeah,
he is. But it is a case of, yeah, he should never have been beaten, but it's happened. But I'm just want to go. I'm just looking at Lo Celso tonight, and I just believe that, and I just wanted to get your opinion on it. That if there was a bit just before we scored that second goal where Lo Celso can't even control it in their box.
yeah,
Now, if that's Ndombele, I believe that our fans are going to give him a more negative reaction than Lo Celso, and I feel like Lo Celso gets a free ride compared to what other players get. Even Winks, like Lo Celso, everyone's given up on him, but tonight he came
yeah,
on, and I think Leicester got that second goal because he didn't do anything. He just became
yeah.
non-existent.
To
And
be fair, what I think
yeah,
is, mate, I think for Argentina,
different player.
Lo Celso's unreal, and he
Yeah,
gets star man all the time. Messi loves him. Everyone loves him in Argentina. But look, it just might be the English game. It might just be the players around him. It might just not suit him. I'm not saying he's a bad player because he isn't. I've always rated Lo Celso quite highly. But if you look into the impact he has on games, he doesn't.
yeah,
And he doesn't
and
get
that's
goals. He doesn't get assists. And people
yeah,
live off stats nowadays.
yeah.
But I think our focus really should be tonight on Bergwijn.
Yes, that was going to get to that. So the last substitution, he brings him on, and actually when he first came on, I personally thought, is it going to happen? But
Do you know
he
what?
made an
It was
impact.
the first. It was the loose touches. Bergwijn come on. I mean, we were chasing the game. We were erratic going forward, so we were hammering the ball into him. And sometimes it takes time to settle into a game. But listen, the ball that Højbjerg played over the top to Matt Doherty was superb, and Højbjerg done it a few times tonight. Do you know what? Yeah, Højbjerg. I thought between minutes 25 and 70, I thought he was poor. I thought he was too negative. But
I think you're being kind to him there. I think 1 to 70 minutes, I believe, probably was quite
yeah, I
poor.
mean, look, but there was sometimes in them games in the game where he was playing good balls over the top, and I know we were playing against defenders who were all over the show, but that ball he played to Matt Doherty, fair play to Matt Doherty, by the way. He's taken on board so much stick, and he's come on tonight. He's created a few good chances. He's got himself in good areas. He's got himself forward, and you know what? The chest across and the little confusion, and Bergwijn finished it off. I mean, under pressure there, he could have hammered it at Matt Doherty, and it could have just ended up 2-1 to Leicester. And then Leicester took kick off. Great interception by Højbjerg. The ball gets played into Kane, and I'll tell you what, that ball in between their centre backs is exquisite. No players, not many players in the Premier League play that ball. I'm telling you, Harry Kane's vision of passing is insane. This is what, for me,
I
makes
thought Harry
him
Kane tonight was really good.
unbelievable all round.
I think the only problem I had with him in the second half, and it nearly bit us in the bum, he shouldn't have been taking those shots from 30 or 40 yards.
This is what I thought. Do you know what? Kane worked his arse off all night, and you even saw in the second half when they done a counter attack and he sprinted back, and he wasn't getting there, but he got back, and the ball ended up at his feet. So look, I'm not going to judge Harry Kane. Harry Kane got a goal and an assist tonight, and we've won the game 2-1. And do you know what? The ball he played through to Bergwijn. If this was how Tottenham normally are, that ball hits the post and comes back out from Bergwijn. But I'm telling you what, when that went in, I had like flashbacks of Ajax. I was going skips. Me and my little brother, because we had to be quiet because my little brother's kid was asleep, Frank. Yeah. But while I was watching my dad ran out of the room. My little brother just jumped on me. But obviously, because we were we celebrated madly. And then I thought, hold on, is he offside? But then obviously once they showed the replay, I was just so over the moon. And do you know what? We deserved them 3 points. We got very lucky getting them 3 points. But listen,
it's weird to say that. I think if you look to the whole game, everyone probably go, we deserve the 3 points, but actually
do you know
we were
what?
very lucky.
And at the same time, it makes Chelsea on Sunday like more of a free hit. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them ones where.
Let's talk about that Chelsea game. How would you go into it if you're now Conte? You're looking at it and go, avoid a defeat against Chelsea, win our games in hand, we go above them. Would you go there and do what Jose Mourinho did and go there and go for a 0-0?
No. Do you know why? Because Chelsea won't accept that. Chelsea, I know Chelsea are on a bit of a bad run, and I know Chelsea have won 2 out of the last 9 in the Premier League, but that doesn't matter. We played against them over the last 2 weeks, and they've had slippers and cigars. They have not broke a sweat against us. And do you know what?
Yeah,
I'm going.
But we tried to attack in those games, and that's my thinking. If we try and attack Chelsea,
I'm going to Chelsea, and I'm just. Do you know what? It's going to sound stupid, but I'm going for it. Do you know why? Because we sit back and they still beat us. So what's the point? We can either.
Well, we haven't. We're looking at the 3 games that we. Well, apart from the first half at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, the last 3 games, I believe we've actually tried to attack them. It's just that we haven't been good enough to go forward against Chelsea.
Yeah, see, this is the point. I thought Lucas was very, very poor tonight. I thought Lucas had his worst game this season. I thought he was so ineffective. He looked like he's just come back from injury. He looked sluggish. He never had that yard of pace where do you know when he gets a toe and he nicks it in front of someone and he's just too fast. And he never done that once tonight. And I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying that tonight's it's taking a little bit of pressure off the boys, because if we would have lost tonight, we would have probably. I'm calling it now. We probably won't get a good result on Sunday, just because Chelsea are on a backlash. We've never really done well at Stamford Bridge, and just with how they've been with us over the last 2 games. I know we've given them goals and stuff, but I mean their squad depth is insane. We haven't got Son, we haven't got Radaya, we haven't got Romero. Look, it's a free hit. It's a free hit. I'd go for it. I wouldn't play Emerson. I'd probably set up with Lloris, Reggie. I would go Sanchez, Davis. Do you know what? If Romero's fit, play him, because he's better than Tantanga. And it wouldn't surprise me if we don't send Tantanga out on loan.
I think he needs a loan. I think
I'd play Matt Doherty. After the second half, I'd play Matt Doherty. I'd go with Winks I'll go with Skip and Højbjerg, and I'll play Bergwijn, Son, and Kane. If we don't sell Berg, if we're going to get Adama Traore, this is the time to get him. If we're going to sell Bergwijn, then there's no better send off than that. Absolutely incredible. I mean, after he come on and he pushed someone in the chest, and I thought, oh, for God's sake, this is what we're going to remember him on. Fucking getting wound up by a 30-year-old Danish centre back Turkish centre back who had a poor game, and he pushed him chest high, and I thought, Jesus. But him getting them 2 goals, superb. And you know, if you didn't watch the game tonight and you didn't see the thing, you'd look at the stats and be like, oh God, Tottenham battered them. Do you know what I mean? And if you look at the stats, I think we had 10 shots, 6 corners in the first 15 minutes, and it was just one of them games where another night we probably would have won that 6-2, but we won it 3-2. We've got the 3 points. We've gone above Arsenal, deservedly so. United are winning tonight, I think. Still, I think they're 2-0 up.
2-0 up.
That's a good result for them, to be fair. But look, we just got to take each game as it comes. I mean, Son coming back, Romero and Dyer coming back would be huge from us. If we can nick 1 or 2 transfers before deadline day, maybe ship a couple out, maybe on loan to get some experience, maybe Joe Rodon, maybe Bergwijn. If he gets sold, he gets sold. I mean, tonight don't define him as a player. He hasn't quite cut it at Spurs. But look, each game as it comes. We've just won a game away at Leicester. I know they had a bit of a bad team out, but look, it is what it is. I'm still shaking. My legs are shaking just because I was so angry for 75 minutes, 80 minutes. And just to be able to get through a game like that, and it's so Spursy for us to not even get the equaliser, let alone the winner. Credit to Bergwijn coming on and doing that, but I just think Harry Kane was just superb. I know he took 3 or 4 chances and he was banging them from 35s, and it just wasn't that. But all round, his work rate, his hold up play, his range of passing again. We've just got to show them that we're serious, and if we can keep riding results like that, getting in the top 4. I was gutted that we didn't play Arsenal on Sunday, but look, the players have had a break. They've come back. We've got 3 points at Leicester, which, yeah, we did at the end of last season, but it was too little, too late. It's put us in good stead coming on to Chelsea, which is more of a free hit than what it would have been if we'd lost. So the pressure's off the boys. But do you know what? Who knows what happens in football? It's such an unpredictable game. Chelsea are on the low. And yeah, I'm just so happy we got these 3 points.
And the last question of the day, man of the match.
You can't not give it to Bergwijn, although he's only played 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But overall, I'd say Kane and Skip had good games. There was a few bits that Skip did in the first half, like that through ball to Lucas Moura when Højbjerg got cleared off the line, unbelievable pass. But yeah, I'd say Kane overall, but we've got to give it to Bergwijn tonight just because he's won us the game.
Nice. On that note, as usual, please like and subscribe. And as always, come on you Spurs.
Come on you Spurs. See you later, pal.
See ya.